Okay, guys, welcome back to the Skin Boss Show. Courtney Sykes here. I'm very, very excited to introduce you to another lineup of amazing professionals in the field, and we are very excited today to have Lindsay White with us. And she's going to, of course, introduce herself, but I love her. I, am the way I look because of her. I will just tell you, of course, and with all the things we do here at Southeastern Aesthetics Institute. But thank you for everything you do for me personally. I wanted to share your story with everybody else. But questions. Lindsay, tell us a little bit about where you came from and how you got to this place today.
Wow. Okay. So I've been a nurse for 21 years. Gosh, it's so weird to say that. I graduated from Clemson University Nursing School, and I was actually a nurse, an RN, for 16 years before I went back to nurse practitioner school. Wow. So I didn't graduate nurse practitioner school until I was 40 years old. And, I decided that I wanted to go back and expand my knowledge in the nursing field. However, I wasn't super interested in the family practice part of it as much as helping people that, have been feeling bad about themselves or just need a little boost in their life, and that really was attractive to me. I grew up in a beauty salon. My mom was a hairstylist for 52 years, and it was a no-brainer when I saw that I could marry nursing with beauty. That sold me.
Well, that is fantastic. And to get a little more micro with it, because that's what we like to do, when did you decide that the beauty aspect of medicine was something that really intrigued you? Because I have my own history with understanding this because of my mother being a nurse anesthetist and getting into the field in the late 90s, buying lasers and doing cosmetic injectable trainings and everything else you can imagine. I have loved growing up around that. So kind of what year did you get into it, and what was that aha moment, or was it because of your mother?
It really started because of my mother. Just seeing how the women, men too, but in particular the women came in, and how they might be coming in to see her some type of way, whether they're down and out from a family issue or mental health issue or any other problems they had that, and they left looking and feeling better about themselves. And when I became a nurse practitioner, I was actually working in a medical weight loss facility. And we did some injectables on the side, and I got to really start learning there. And I was like, wow, this is what I was meant to do. So pandemic hit, and the clinic took a hit, obviously, and doors started opening up. I just kind of poked around and saw that Beautify was hiring and took a shot at it. And here I am.
That is so fantastic. And before I go into some other questions, I will just tell you guys that what I find really awesome about you is how personal you are with your clients. And I think that bedside manner is so important. And it's not just about the services you provide, but just about how you make people feel. So is this just natural about you? Is this your personality? Or was there a correlation that you kind of realized, these clients and these patients of mine really need that feeling like I'm their friend, or I have a really good relationship with them, that sort of thing? What do you think?
I think I've always been naturally bubbly. And not really shy. I've never been a shy person, so it really does come natural. I mean, even as a bedside nurse, I would walk into my patients' rooms and, hi, and how are you, made them feel welcome and comfortable, and like they could tell me things that, they would feel comfortable talking to me. And I know that's how I feel when I go receive a service from somewhere. I want to feel welcome, not judged. And I think sometimes in our industry, clients, patients who, they're a little intimidated, I think sometimes, when they want to come in and have a service, I might not have that kind of money, or I may not look a certain way. does not matter to me at all. Like from the bottom of my heart, it doesn't matter. I mean, I've worked with people of all backgrounds, from indigent to the wealthy, all ethnic backgrounds, and they're all welcome with me. So.
And that's amazing. I think one thing my mother taught me years ago is never to even assume how much people can afford either when it comes to clients. And that's a whole different kind of conversation.
But it's true.
But treating everybody exactly the same.
Exactly the same.
That's
you
right.
can't go wrong. You cannot go wrong with that. And some clients, some patients, they save their money so they can look and feel their best, and they're no different than someone who that has a disposable income.
Absolutely. And you're amazing at it. Okay. All right. Here we go. And this is putting you on the cuff a little bit different because you have done this with me before. So let's just say that. And I do have some of my other questions too. But what are some of your personal core values? And it could be how you are all the time, or it could be in the treatment room with your patients. Core values. I actually just spoke on this morning with our students. And I could see the light bulb going off in their head thinking, what are these core values? What does that mean for me? But if you could name one or two, what do you think?
Honesty is important to me. If I can't achieve something that a patient wants, I'm going to be honest with them. I'm not going to try to make it happen if I know it can't happen. So that is super important to me. If a patient can't achieve a certain result with injectables or with a peel or anything else, I'm going to tell them, this is a surgical issue, and I'm completely honest. I'm not going to inject until, in the hopes that I can make magic happen. I want to do that. I want to make magic happen, but certain things you just can't. You can't do that. And probably another core value would be probably just being non-judgmental, like we talked about. Yeah. I love everyone. That comes in to see me, and I try to make them feel comfortable and not judged, and where they want to come back.
Well, that's perfect. Those are great core values, Lindsay. Okay, let's see here. Okay, if you could tell us a day in the life of Lindsay in the cosmetic injector space. Okay, because every day is a little different, we know this, but how would you tell us a day in the life of Lindsay?
So I get to the office and I set up my room. I make sure everything is wiped down and clean. That's really important to me. And I do that, of course, in between every patient that comes in. I make sure my space is well stocked so that I'm not running in and out constantly, and I can focus that time just on the patient, himself or herself. And then, I greet. Marie greets people as they come in the door. I come and get the patient. She checks them in. I come and get the patient, bring them back. And if they're new, I introduce myself, tell them my background immediately. Always ask how they heard about us, because that's important to me too. And what they're looking for, what results do they want to achieve, and we discuss that. And that's pretty much how I do every patient, even patients who are well known to me. I always like to make sure, were you happy with the last treatment? If you weren't, what can I do better? What can I do to make you happier? And I do that all day, with my patients. And then at the end of the day, I clean up and restock and do some charting.
Charting is important, yes.
Documentation. I try to do that some during the day, but lots of times I'll have to wait till the end of the day to do that. So
that's fantastic. Do you take a break ever during the day? Anything like that? Probably not too much, huh?
Ideally, yes, but not always, no. I usually just might grab some water in between patients or a little snack, but if it's a busy day, not really.
There you go. There you go. A few more questions, and this has to do with a client. Okay, I asked our students earlier, who would your BCE be, your best client ever? Who's going to be your best client ever? Have you ever pondered this question? Now I'm going to put you on the spot. Who would be your best client?
Probably, I've had some really great, of course, most of my clients are great. But I think what really sparks my joy, excuse me, is when I have a client come in and he or she, most of my clients are, she, but I do have some male clients, but when they've had something happen that is not, is a low point in their life, and they come in and I can just make them smile, and sometimes even tears of joy. And that is, I had a client the other day who, after I treated her, she'd lost her husband several months ago, and she wept. I mean, she was crying tears of joy and just, I wish he could see the way I look right now, because I feel better than I've felt in years. And so that is, to me, the epitome.
The ultimate, yes.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah.
Just to make people feel better and just a better version of who they are.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because it's really just about how we feel,
Yes,
right?
yes, because they're all beautiful.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep. I agree with that one. Can't top that one, but let's see. Okay. Now, you know in life we have challenges of all kinds, right?
Yes, for sure.
Tell me a little bit about, and you can get very micro detailed or you can be more generalized. What are some challenges you face in the treatment room or in the life of a busy business person like yourself? And then how, because we have to always turn this into a positive thing,
Sure.
how you take some certain action steps to overcome them. So challenges, if you can be as specific as you want to share, paired with your action steps to overcome, because it's always about getting up and pushing forward, and that's how that works.
Yes. So one of, I think, the big challenges in this industry is that as much as you want to make everyone happy, and you really do, you can't always make everyone happy. Now, I will say, I feel like I make 99% of the people happy. But when you're seeing hundreds and hundreds of clients, there's always going to be or sometimes there will be someone who is less than thrilled over their result. And it could be for a variety of reasons. It could be from a reaction that you couldn't help. It could be something that the client may not have done after the procedure that maybe would have helped her result a little better. Or it just might be she just didn't love the outcome. And thank goodness that doesn't happen very often, but every once in a while it does. And you just have to listen. That is the number one thing, listening, let them be heard. I really think that solves probably 99% of these issues. They just want to be heard. They just want you to look at them and tell them, or listen to them talk about what they don't like, tell them your thoughts after you hear them, and then most of the time that's all they need. That's all somebody needs.
Right.
Yeah.
Yep, you've got it.
Yeah. So that's really my biggest challenge probably. But again, I've gotten, over the years, it's gotten a little bit easier and smoother.
Good.
Yeah.
Yeah. You always do better over the years for sure in any kind of field. And I think the takeaway from our talk together, especially since this is geared towards licensees of all kinds, whether you're a nurse getting into aesthetics or an esthetician, or of course we have new programs for massage therapy, cosmetology, all the things. But the thing to take away is you can go through all the training in the world, right?
Absolutely.
But it's the personality, the care, and concern that sometimes just cannot be taught. You have to have it in here, right?
Absolutely.
As in right here, my heart. I'm trying to point to that.
Absolutely. I agree with that.
Yes. Yeah. So, Lindsay, if to speak on the training aspect of it, if for any nurses, nurse practitioners, PAs looking to get into the cosmetic injection industry, what would you say for them to do? Because I know the training is not only once, it's very much ongoing. What would you say?
You're right. I think the first thing, the biggest advice and most important advice, find a mentor. I think that's really important to find somebody who can guide you through really everything, including the ups and downs of your practice. And then, answer questions, kind of be a sounding board, give you tips and things like that, tell you where the best training is, where the best, you find the best supplies even, and things like that. I think that's super important. And then just, like you said, just continuously educating yourself, getting educated.
Yeah.
I'm constant. In fact, I was, last night I was on my computer doing a non-surgical BBL training. I mean, it's just constantly learning and growing, because once you stop, then you're stagnant, and I think your practice you'll suffer, but your practice will suffer.
I agree.
yeah.
Education is key.
Yep.
It's part of my core values, that's for sure. Okay, because Lindsay has to go and serve patients because this is what she does, I'm going to go ahead and jump into my fast questions game with you. This is fast, okay? And then you're done, and we're moving on to the next one. Okay, really quick. And you've played this game with me before, so you can either say, say the same things or do something different.
Okay.
But here we go. Fast questions. What's your favorite skincare line?
Skin better right now.
I do like Skin Better. Yes, that's a good one. Favorite skincare ingredient? Tell us.
Vitamin A. Retin-A, tretinoin. I love it.
Yep, vitamin A is retinol. Tretinoin is prescription retinol for those of you that need to know that information, yes. Okay, favorite modality or aesthetics treatment? Go.
Lips.
Lip injections.
Lip injections, I love it.
I agree.
I love lips.
I do too, and I have to say, Lindsay does a very good job of making them look natural. I'm just going to tell you. Okay.
I do like natural.
Yes. Must have skincare products. Choose 3.
SPF, tretinoin, vitamin A, retinol, that umbrella,
Yep.
and vitamin C.
Perfect. That's a great combination, actually. I agree. Okay, 2 more. Favorite quote?
Be the change you wish to see in the world.
Ooh, I like that. Be the change you wish to see in the world. And you have a mentor and mentors. Favorite hustlers in the business?
You.
Oh, for heaven's sakes, you don't have to say that.
I know I don't, but I do look up to you. If I had to name another one, because you're sitting here, you're definitely one of them. But probably my mentor. She's awesome. She's taught me a lot. Yeah.
Yes, I agree.
And she's still hustling. So.
Yes, she is. She is fabulous, as are you. Thank you for being here. Tell the camera where they can find you in Lexington, South Carolina. Yes.
I am at Beautify Medical Spa in Lexington on Northwood Road. If you know where Move Fitness is, it's an area behind Move Fitness in Lexington, and we're in a gray house, and on the back of that house there's a little wraparound porch, and that's our office.
Easy to get in and out. I can drive right up to the door. I love it.
Yes.
Fabulous. Thank you, Lindsay, for being with us.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
You're welcome.
You were wonderful.
I love you.
I love you. Sorry,
now go into the world,
I
Lindsay.
was a little hoarse.
No,
Sorry
you're
about
fine. Okay, so next up we have Desiree Williams here, and I am so excited to have her from Desire Beauty Studios. I know way too much about how amazing she is, but we have got to share it with the world right here, right now. So we're excited to have Desiree. She is a fabulous lash artist, a business boss, an entrepreneur, someone that really kind of values what I find important, which is consistency, doing things with integrity. And of course, she's going to tell you all that herself. But Desiree, thank you for being with us.
Happy to be here.
Yes.
Happy to be here.
Happy to have you. Okay, ready to get into it?
I am.
Good. All right, so because I have so many questions, we're going to start way back. But, okay, think of way back when for Desiree. How did you get into the beauty industry, and when did you find out that this was really your passion?
So the beauty industry kind of came to me out of nowhere. I didn't know it was something I wanted to do. I was in school. I went to the University of South Carolina, upstate. And I was in school for my Juris Doctor's degree. I was 3 credits away, and I realized that that was something I just didn't want to do. I wasn't passionate about it. So I started lashing. And honestly, I learned from YouTube. I think everyone knows my story, that part. But YouTube University, I learned from YouTube. I did all my sisters, my cousins, my family, everyone. And because I learned from YouTube, I didn't understand what really needed to go into doing it or how to get in compliance. I didn't understand all of that. So when I was doing it on my family, I was like, I love this.
Awesome.
And it was something where it was like, this is what I want to do. I need to do more research to see how I can make this a career.
That is fantastic. And I will tell you that that is not easy to pick up on your own, which is essentially what you did. Do you have any artistic background that you could share with us, or were you doing makeup before or anything like that? Because I know, and I love doing lashes too, but it is difficult. So what do you think made that so easy to come to you? Now, I know you did a lot of practice, but you know what I'm saying. Is there any creative background there?
Not really. It was just I knew that my personality and what I wanted to do in life was bigger than me.
Sure.
I always knew I always wanted to help others. And I think it just came to, I like to feel pretty. I know everyone else does.
Yeah.
So I think that's what it really was. I'm not artistic at all.
Well, you definitely are
Now,
but
yeah.
so what you're telling me is it really is the spark that you saw in the clients you were seeing that just
Exactly.
fueled you to really want to perfect, do more,
Exactly.
more.
Yes, yes.
That. I love that. She's fabulous. And I will tell you guys that we do have her with us here and there to teach and train the students here at Southeastern Aesthetics Institute. We're so glad to have you do this.
I love
They
them.
beg you to come back all the time. And I think that is so nice, by the way, to be able to kind of co-teach a little bit, but then
Yes.
also own your business. So let's talk about that business of yours.
Yes, ma'am.
But first, before that, what are some of your core values that you bring into business ownership? Tell me about that.
I would say I'm always a student. I never like to be the smartest one in the room. I love to learn. I love to absorb and being around people. So one of my core values in my business is always be a student. You don't know everything. What I know, I know. What I don't know, I know someone else who knows it. And if we don't know it, we're going to figure it out. So always being a student. And I would say another thing is being honest. And I know everyone says that, but when I wasn't licensed, I never told clients I was licensed. I always let them know, like, I'm not licensed. And some of those clients are still with me to this day, 5 years later. So, yeah, being honest, that's one of the biggest things as well, one of my core values.
Clients will definitely lose respect for you when there's dishonesty. So that is all what you are, is super honest and super amazing. Like I said, with integrity, and that's
Yes,
what I love
ma'am.
about you. I do know that. Okay, the day in the life of Desiree, because I see only a little bit of it, but I can only imagine how busy it is, you know, and how do you stay on top of all of this too? But let's start with the day in the life part first. Tell us about that.
So, day in the life, my calendar. That's the first thing I look at when I wake up is my calendar. I try to have everything spaced out correctly, everything put together. So calendar, email. Wake up, I don't want anyone to bother me when I'm cleaning my face or brushing my teeth. Like, that's my time. So do all that good stuff, then I'm immediately heading to my spa. I'm setting up, helping my interns set up, helping my employees set up, get everything done. And I'm so blessed to be able to only take my VIP clients right now. So my service schedule isn't as heavy. So basically, I'm just in there helping the interns, you know, teaching them different things, doing trainings. I squeeze in a little snack, a little water, a little snack, and then just being there for the interns and making sure they have everything they need. And then home, dinner, phone on Do Not Disturb.
And there you go. And I like
Yes.
that. So you have a lot of boundaries.
Yes, I
which
do.
helps you. That's good.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And to say this too, and to kind of dive into this one, when did you start your business? And you're here now with the ability to have interns and other employees and that sort of thing, and to, you know, try to balance it all, which you can do that after a little bit of time and hustle.
Right.
But when did you start your business? Tell us about that.
So I started my business in 2020, and essentially it was just me. So just me, my hands, doing everything. And I learned that during that time I didn't have boundaries. So that's why I'm so big on them 2 years later, is because I didn't have them. And a lot of people took advantage of me. I lost a lot of money. I lost a lot of time. And I just knew that starting my business, I wanted to be able to give back and show new estheticians that when you got out of school, you don't allow people to take advantage of you. Because when I got out of school, I was taken advantage of and everything of that nature. So I wanted to build a business and have a business model that let new students and new estheticians know, like, hey, y'all can come out of the game making great money. So it just evolved and the vision took hold of itself.
I love that. And I will tell you, even to have interns, other employees, people that you mentor, takes a lot of personal growth for yourself. And I don't know how to ask this question, Desiree, but how do you stay so grounded to be able to lead other people with such positive energy? Because that is what you provide. That might be a broad question, but how do you do it? Tell us.
I treat people how I want to be treated. And growing up, I know everyone's heard that. Treat others how you want. That's the golden rule. So I just treat others how I want to be treated. And sometimes it does take a toll on me. I'm like, well, I don't know if she likes it or this and then the third. But I let people know their options when it comes to doing business with me or doing anything with me. Letting people know their options and not blindsiding people. That has kept me grounded within my personally, and then also I know that's going to take me a long way in my business as well.
Absolutely. So planning ahead and giving people all the options, letting
Yes.
you know how this is, and then moving forward if they would like to move forward.
Exactly, and no bad blood if you don't want to move forward, like. So yeah.
I love that.
Yes, ma'am.
And you do such a good job of uplifting people and making them feel amazing professionally, not only clients, but professionals in the industry. Where does that calling come from to really want to help others? Some people that are independent practitioners want to just hold it all to themselves, right? You're a sharer, you're a giver.
Yes,
Tell us about
yes.
that.
I think it's because I know the boundaries of this industry. And I say boundaries lightly because honestly, there are none. There's no I tell the students when I come here, I'm like, this industry is $1 billion industry. You can make $1 million, you can make $1 million, I can make $1 million, and everyone's fine. So it's no need to gatekeep because it's so much out there for everyone. And the ones who get it are the ones who do the work to get it.
Yes.
So I let them know, like, hey, you don't have any boundaries. The boundaries are in your head, basically.
That's true.
Yeah.
And you reap what you sow, and when you
Exactly.
give, you receive. Not that that's what you're trying to do, but you just love to be a giver, and that's
Exactly.
a fantastic thing about you. I love it. I love it. I love it. Okay, let's see. Who would your best client ever be? Best client ever? Tell us. Because I always say there's the special clients of the world, and y'all know what I'm talking about. So who is your best client ever?
My best client ever. Oh, that's a good one. I would say someone who trusts me
Yes.
to do what's best for them. Because if you come in as a client with me, if that's not gonna look cute, it's not gonna look flattering. So someone who trusts me, someone who, the ladies that I have, like they're doctors and nurses, and they just want to have that flair side to them shown through their lashes. So someone who just comes in and they know what they want, and even if they don't know what they want, they trust me to give them what they want.
I like that. I like that. And trust is very important when it comes to coming to see you, the professional. So I
Right.
agree with that. I agree with that. Okay, let's see. Give us an instance where you went above and beyond, which I think you do this all the time, but went above and beyond with a client and how this paid off for your business.
Okay, above and beyond. Like you said, I do that a lot.
You do?
I go above and
Yes.
beyond a lot because I like everyone to leave feeling better than they came.
Yes.
So it's so many. I don't even know exact ones to say, but just making sure that they feel amazing when they leave. That's my main goal.
And I bet the payoff, honestly, for you, if I were to guess, is referrals.
Yes.
Do you get a ton of referrals, Desiree?
Crazy word of mouth
That's
all the
good.
time. Yeah.
That's the best form of advertisement there is because
Yes.
people love what you do.
Yes,
I
ma'am.
love it. Okay. Got to find out the answer to this one. Explain a time in which you experienced a difficult client or a special client or circumstance. Might not even have to be client related. It could be just a business hiccup because things like that happen. How did you overcome it?
That's hitting a little personal, but I like that. I love the question. I'm definitely going to answer it. One of my biggest hiccups was business-wise. I opened a 2,000 square foot spa in Irmo, South Carolina. We were open, we were busy, the girls were loving it, everyone was loving it, and I was diagnosed with lupus. Gotcha. Yeah, so from there, it was like, do I close? Because 2,000 square feet is a lot. I bit off a lot more than I could chew.
That's okay, yes.
And being diagnosed with lupus, it kind of made me feel like, dang, I do have to close. So I decided to close the spa and lost so much money, clients in that area. Yeah, it was a lot. So moving forward and knowing like, hey, I deserve to be in this space. I deserve to be in the aesthetics industry. I worked hard to get there. This is just something that's going to slow me down but not break me. So I ended up opening another spa off of Garners Ferry Road. It's a single building suite, and business is still booming.
And that's fantastic.
Yeah.
I appreciate you sharing that story because I think what a lot of entrepreneurs do and think about is just the bigger the better sometimes.
Yes, yes.
And trust me, I know. Been there, done that plenty of times. But sometimes the only way you learn things and really get why it's okay to give yourself grace is because you've been there, done that.
Exactly.
And you've already done something that now you can, at your young age, can still move forward and do amazing things at your own pace.
Exactly.
And it doesn't have to be grandiose all the time. So I love that and I appreciate you sharing that.
Yeah, yeah.
I think you're fabulous and amazing.
Thank you.
What inspires you, Desiree, to be a skin boss? Because you really are incredible. You inspire so many people. All of our students look up to you. Your interns, one of them I ran into on Sunday, raving about you. What inspires you to be a skin boss?
I would say just the smile I see on people's faces when they leave my spa. Everyone loves the spa. Like when they walk in, they're like, the energy is amazing. So that inspires me to keep going. That inspires me to do what I know I deserve to be in this industry, you know? So it inspires me to do the best, not only for me, but for everyone that comes in contact with me as well.
I agree. Couldn't agree more. You are fabulous and amazing, and will continue to grow and grow your business, as I know you will, for sure. Okay, fast games. Do you like my games? I do. Are you excited? Okay, Desiree, favorite skincare line? Tell me all about it. And it could be more than one.
It's between, I'm loving Skin Better right now. Their cleansing gel. Yeah. And it works perfect with lash extensions. So I love that right now.
That's fantastic. Skin Better, we like it. We're tagging them on YouTube.
Yes.
Favorite skincare ingredients?
Squalene.
Yes.
I'm starting to like that.
Isn't it great?
Yeah,
Yes.
hydrating. Love
Very
it.
good. Yep, hydration is key. Favorite modality or aesthetics treatment?
Microdermabrasion. It sounds so basic, but it's amazing.
It just is one of those amazing things,
Yeah.
isn't it? Fantastic.
Yes.
And lashes, right?
Yes,
Yes.
of course.
Lashes always. Must have skincare products. Choose 3.
Okay. Of course, it's a great brand, Black Girl Sunscreen.
Yes.
They have a great one. What's another one? You're gonna tell me not to say this, but I'm still in love with the lipid drops. With your lipid drops, I'm still in love with those.
Good. You can take one
And-
home on your way out.
Thank
Yes.
you. And then, of course, moisturizer, but I'm between 2. I don't know which one's my exact favorite right now, but you need your moisturizer.
Absolutely. SPF and moisture. I
Yes,
like it.
I love it.
Desiree said it, y'all. Favorite hustlers in the business?
My mentor, Candace Holyfield, her Instagram is 6 Figures Spa Chick. Yes. She's amazing, and don't beat me up, but I look up to you. I really do. I really do. I truly do.
Well, I look up to you too, and I want you to be instructor one day. But anyways, that's a different story. I
Yes,
look up to you
ma'am.
too, Desiree. You're fabulous.
Thank you.
Well, tell everybody where they can find you, because I know a lot of people I've spoken to, clients and students, they have had their lashes done by you. So tell
wow.
everybody where they can find you.
So my spot is located at 919 True Street. We're at Suite S here in Columbia, South Carolina. Our Instagram page is Desire Beauty Studios. My personal lash page is Lash Girl Des with a U, not an I, and that's where you guys can find us.
Perfect, Desiree. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you. I appreciate this a lot.
Perfect.
I'm about to cry.
Oh, don't cry. We love you. See, the audience loves you. Okay, guys, welcome back to the funniest stage group of people you've ever met, to the Skin Boss Show. This is Crystal Westbrook and Damara Reed. They are both instructors at Southeastern Aesthetics Institute, but more importantly, amazing mentors and estheticians that truly inspire so many of our students and graduates, and probably other people that haven't even graduated this program. So we love these ladies. We're going to interview them, have a fun little girls chat if that's okay. So we'll start with Damara. You're going to tell us a little bit about your background. So think about young Damara, little girl Damara. Tell us a little bit about what got you into the aesthetics industry, because I know that you have many talents and a lot of different amazing things in your background.
Got it. So I went to the University of South Carolina, Columbia, go Cox, but I wanted to have a job while I was in school. And so one of my colleagues was like, hey, you should work at a spa at the front desk just to get you some, gas money and going out money, things like that. So I decided to get a job at the front desk of a spa, and then that turned into the love and passion for aesthetics. But the funny part is I got a facial from somebody that was already licensed there, because I've never had a facial before. And for me to not understand what a facial really is or what is incorporated, sadly to say, it was like the worst experience of my life. And so the whole time I'm laying there, I was just like, I can do this 10 times better. So to prove a point, I got into aesthetics so that I could prove that I could do it better.
And you do it better.
Thank you.
But sometimes that's really what's needed, is to kind of find the missing link in the field, and really through your desire for various reasons want to fill that. So I think that's fabulous, and you do a great job at that.
Thank you.
Crystal, tell us a little bit about your background. How did you get to this place today?
Well, I always loved makeup. So I've been doing makeup since I was probably 5. I don't know. And I always loved makeup. I enjoyed it because I used to watch soap operas with my mom, and I used to love their makeup styles on there. I'm like, oh, I love their makeup. And so that glam look has always been kind of what I've liked. So I started doing makeup, but then I started working at T-Mobile, and I was an area manager, and I was in retail for almost 15 years. And I decided that it wasn't fulfilling for me. It wasn't doing what I wanted. What I liked the money. It was great, but it wasn't doing my purpose. I wasn't fulfilling my purpose. So the person I was talking to at the time was like, what do you like to do? I'm like, the only thing I really like to do is makeup. And he was like, well, then do that. And I was like, I can't make a career out of makeup. And sure enough, that was not incorrect, because I raised my family. I'm a single mom with 3 kids, and I supported all of them with just doing makeup. But that wasn't enough. I just felt I knew there was more for me. I didn't know I was going to make it here as an instructor yet, but I knew there was more, so I came enrolled in school, and first day I walked in, I was like, I'm never leaving this place. Like, I knew this was where I needed to be, and I didn't realize how much I was going to enjoy. I thought I was just going to do makeup and lashes, but I loved everything about it. It was just, I'm so in my element. And so then I've decided I wanted to be an instructor, and here I am, and it's the best decision I've ever made. I love it. Yeah.
Y'all, that is so inspiring and amazing, and y'all inspire and amaze me every day. Do y'all know that?
Aw, thank you.
Y'all are so
you.
incredible. They're incredible, y'all. Tears of happiness, right? So let's see, because people love a day in the life. Tell us, and y'all can talk together, separate, whatever you want to do. This is girl time. Tell us what a day in the life of an aesthetics instructor looks like. You can be honest. Honesty is the best policy.
It is. What would you say?
Well, I was telling her today, we were having with Anne Marie, I was talking about in the showers where I do most of my planning and everything. So the first thing before I even get clouded with talk to anybody, I sit and think about, okay, what do I have to do today? What do I need to do with the students? What is my agenda today? So I kind of plan everything in the shower, and then, kind of get here. And then when we get here,
then we are checking emails. We are setting up rooms. We are checking on our SD babies in the making. We are making sure that classroom, the ergonomics of it is set up. We make sure that dispensary things are running like laundry is going, and that utensils have been sanitized properly the night before. Open up lesson plans, make sure that our technology is working, like our laptops and our phones and our audio sound, things of that sort. So we're making sure everything is lined up, because essentially when we're in the classroom, we're giving a
yes.
show. So we have to make sure
It's
that
running,
everything
exactly.
is perfect so that everybody can come in and feel like they're a part of the show too. So
Most importantly, we're checking on each other.
yeah, we're
And
checking
making
on
sure
each
that we're good and kind of give each other pep talks and try to give each other all around in the mornings and just kind of everybody good today. We're going to have a great day and just walk around and kind of start our day that way, because it does with a lot of these students are pulling from, they need you and they always
Absolutely.
need something. And so it's good to start off having that positive, like, you good girl, okay, we got this today, you know? So
I love that. And what is so fascinating to me about the both of you, and then a lot of our teachers too, is that, like you said, we are putting on a show every single day. That takes a certain level of stage presence paired with a lot of organization and logistics training. Where do y'all think y'all get that from? Because like I always say, teachers are truly some of the hardest working people. You're not just doing background work, okay? It's not just one task item. It is dealing with multiple personalities and all of that. But to ask you back to the original question, it's putting on a show every day and dealing with logistics and planning and all of it. Where does that come from for you guys?
I think mine is just my background in retail, to be honest. I've always done retail or waiting tables, and I was in the customer service business. So when you know, waiting tables, you have one table that can have a completely different personality, and then the next one, and they have another. And you have to learn how to, you know, communicate, and then you have to do 100 different things as a server. And in retail, you have to do that too. So I think that helped me, because I can quickly, you know, switch gears if I need to, and I can kind of cater my personality and how I'm speaking to them to you know, help them. So I guess that kind of. That was like helped me.
I love that. So multitasking.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think for me, truthfully, my mom.
Yes.
My mom was just so blessed. She did not have to work a day in her life unless she wanted to, because my dad just spoils her, right?
I
But
love it,
my
yes.
mom was a stay-at-home mom. Dad, you know, worked because that's how he wanted it. And so with that, you know, my mom raised 3 girls, you know, of course, with my dad, of course, but while he's at work, she's doing mainly everything. So she's cooking and cleaning and making sure all 3 of her girls are good and that we're good to go with lunch and good to go on the bus and all of that. And I think seeing that at an early age, getting us up early to make sure that we're fed and we watch our cartoons and make sure homework is good, then go to school. If we get sick, then she has to go pick up every kid, you know. And seeing that over and over and over again, I think it kind of just instilled it. And then now being in a professional career, you know, you have to keep us on our P's and Q's too. And so I think it just kind of consistently happened for me. But I really think it started with my childhood, seeing it every day.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So shout out to Mama.
Yeah.
We love her. Yes. Love. I love that. And having good family foundations is so important.
I agree.
And you and your entire family, who you've told me about, is so fabulous.
Thank you.
And you and your family and your precious children. And her son's going to be an NFL player.
I'm sure
By the
of
way,
that, yeah.
I keep saying I'm going to get his autograph. It's true. But tell me a little bit about, because to be a good leader, you do have to have amazing core values consisting of many, many traits that I could name, but how would you name them for yourselves? What are your core values?
Oh, that's good. You want me to go first? You want to go first? For me, spirituality, in my opinion, is like my number one thing. Of course, I respect everybody from every background, but for me, growing up, my dad was atheist, and so we kind of just, of course, did the standard rules, like be a good person and do all these things or whatever. But when our family relocated and moved to South Carolina, my dad was doing a lot of research, like what religion's better than this one and this and all, you know, all that kind of stuff. And he ended up finding Christianity. And so our entire family ended up becoming saved, and we've just been living our lifestyles that way. And so I think that is the true core for, I feel like, my family, but then it also keeps me accountable. Okay, like, well, what would Jesus do? What would God do? How do I represent him the best way possible? And I also want to make my family proud as well. So for me, spirituality is the first core value, essentially, for me. Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah.
Absolutely. That says a lot about who you are every day.
Oh,
and
thanks.
you care and you have compassion. You do things by the book and just always, always, always go above and beyond.
Thank you.
Yeah, I love it. What about you? Core values?
Probably my top, I would say I have 2. One would be gratitude. I like to live grateful, I mean, I'm grateful for everything, every opportunity I have, every breath I breathe, all that. But I think my biggest is positive attitude. That is something that has been instilled in me since I can remember. I remember sitting in my car, or my dad's car, and he's a big Zig Ziglar fan. And so I grew up listening to Attitude is Everything and all these books, and I've read all of them. And still to this day, on the way here to work, I had a conversation about attitude with my dad. And he's still preaching to me about it. But I think that that's just the biggest thing, and I always try to encourage that in people and try to bring that out, because not everybody feels positive all the time, and sometimes I don't, but it's an intention, it's an intent. I do it with intent every day, and I want to make sure I bring that, so when someone leaves me, they feel a little bit more positive if they're not, just try to be that sunshine in people's life. So
I love that. And I don't know if y'all just heard each other, because these conversations always turn really cool to me when we start talking. But your mom was a big inspiration to you, and of course your dad as well. And your dad is a big inspiration to you. And that is really, really cool. And as teachers, I think what people don't realize is that all of our students are our adult children.
oh yes, they are my
yes,
babies.
they are.
Yes.
So,
Yeah.
you know, how would you explain kind of the ups and the downs of trying to inspire a lot of adult learners through those amazing core values that you have? I'm sure this could
That's a
go a million,
good
million
one.
That's a
directions.
good one. Yes, that is
Yes.
a good one.
That's a good one.
What comes to mind?
Well, I think for the forefront, we have to remember that everybody was not raised or exposed the same way that we were. And so if we have a class of 25 or even 30 or 40, we have to remember that each individual person came from a completely different background. So the thing that I think is, okay, how can I make sure that everybody that came from a different background come together as one in one building? And so I think that's kind of what helps, not only with like lesson plans and hands-on labs and things, but it's to make sure that everybody understands what the main goal is for why they're here. But the difficulty with that is we have a huge age range. And so some kids, or not kids, but adults that we have might be 17 or 18, but then we have others that are like 40, 50, and 60. And so some of these babies weren't born yet, while these babies were
Already
already
had their
here.
own children and
And so,
everything,
right,
yes.
so I think trying to combine both age groups and have each one understand each other is the biggest, thing to
I agree,
keep
and
in
I think
mind.
building. First thing I try to do is build their trust.
Yeah.
I really think that's the biggest thing is if they know I'm here for them, that they can trust me, and they can share what they need to share with me, and they build and let them be themselves, be true to themselves, and let them feel like themselves, and respect also is built in there too. You have to establish that respect and that trust at first, and that they're like your children.
They'll do
They
anything
will. They
for
really
you.
will.
Yeah, I
Because they want
agree.
it. Because they want that approval from you, and they want you to be proud of them. And so I think that's what I found is that's what they want. They just want you to be proud, and always make sure we always tell them we're very proud of them all the time, and that just makes their day. You don't know, they may not hear that ever. When they come to
Right.
school, when they're here with us, this might be the best, best experience they've had. And so that's what I want to instill in them. So.
Yeah.
That's incredible. It's very magical what y'all do on a daily basis. I hope y'all
you.
never forget that. It is fantastic, and I think it's very inspiring. So thank y'all very much. It takes a lot to be a teacher, that's for sure. Hugs and holding hands and yes, all this stuff. Okay, so I asked some of the others who their best client ever would be. Who would your best student ever be? And that's a hard one because really they're all amazing, right, in their own separate ways. But what makes a good student of aesthetics to you? Because they teach aesthetics here at Southeastern Aesthetics Institute.
So there's different ones. I would say I kind of like the ones that ask lots of questions.
Yeah.
Because that keeps me on my toes.
Oh, there you go.
So
Okay.
so if they're asking lots of questions, I know I have to really, be on it, and it gets my brain going, and then I'm like, okay, that's a really good question. Let me, and then it creates good conversation in the classroom.
That's right.
And then that person, once they start asking questions, maybe some quiet ones weren't quite sure, and then the conversation starts going, then they can start asking questions. So it really builds a really good classroom conversation. So I think that would
Okay.
probably be my favorite.
I like that. You like to be challenged a little
Yes.
bit.
Yeah.
I like that.
I
And that
think
makes
I'm
you
the
better.
complete opposite though, because I look for the underdogs all
There
the
you
time.
go, yeah.
So I look at the ones that are sitting in the back. I look at the ones that do not make eye contact with me. I look at the ones that are like super quiet because I'm like, okay, you're mysterious, and I have
Yeah.
to pry you open. And I think that, I think that's where I thrive because it's like I
Yes,
need to
you're
know
right.
exactly who you are. And then it's cool because once I get them open, of course they just tell me everything that they want, you know? And so again, that falls back on trust,
Yeah.
you know, for them to see that I'm putting in effort to get to know every single person. I think that's,
Yep.
you know, what it is.
I
But
agree.
in all encompassing, in my opinion, a good student is just being there and showing up and being dependable and being accountable for themselves in all aspects, whether it's positive or negative.
Yeah.
Making sure that they understand why they're here, not only at the school, but also in life in general.
Yeah.
And then keeping, like we've talked about before, their core values at the forefront.
Yep.
And knowing that the end goal is to be licensed. I think that having the increasing challenges and or the increasing knowledge and just wanting to be a part of the whole production, I think overall is what we like to see in all of our students. So those are the best ones, in my opinion.
I agree,
Yeah.
and I love that because the teachers here are so multifaceted, and y'all have different amazing skill sets. And I love that y'all just said that about the two total opposite ends of the spectrum. That's what makes our teaching team so great.
Oh, thanks.
Just gonna say that. We are pretty great. Okay, let's see. What else do I want to ask you? Let's see. What inspires y'all most? And, you know, we can talk about it in life in general or in the context of your job today. What inspires you the most?
I would say inspiring other people, being an inspiration, being somebody that they will think, man, Miss Crystal taught me that, or Miss Crystal showed me that, not just in the classroom, but I remember when Miss Crystal said whatever quote she said, and that stuck with me. You know, I want to be, like I said, when whoever leaves me, I want them to be a better person in some way.
Yes.
No matter what, whether it's education, whether it's just in life, whether it's they laughed at me because I told silly jokes, whatever it was, when they leave my presence, I want them to be better than they came to me. That's what inspires me, and that's what makes me want to do this every day.
Yeah.
I love it, Crystal. I love it. What do you think?
I'm kind of on the same boat with her. I mean, really what wakes me up every day is knowing that I can make a difference in some kind of way, form, or fashion. But then also, I mean, for me, family is everything to me. So I want to make sure whatever I'm doing is going to make my family proud, you know. As cliche as that sounded, no matter how old I am, I'm still my dad's little girl, and I'm
Well, me
still my
too.
mom's little
Right here.
baby. And so I just want to make sure I make them proud, you know. And then my sisters, I'm the baby of the family too, but I'm the only one that does, like, you know, the beauty industry stuff. And so I think it's cool that my big sisters are like, hey, can you help me like match my makeup? Or hey, can you tell me what product I need? And hey, can you help me with this, help me with that when it comes to the, you know, the beauty industry? And I'm just like, wow, my big sisters are looking up to me, their baby sister. But I think, you know, making life better for others and knowing that I give them purpose to want to wake up every day. It's just my rewarding factor, I want to
100%.
say. Yeah.
Agreed.
Y'all are just so fabulous in every single way.
Thank you.
Thank y'all so much for being on the Skin Boss Show and
thank you for
inspiring
having
our
us.
students and just doing amazing things in the industry. You keep killing it doing makeup. I swear, just give somebody your number for some makeup on the
Hey.
weekend. Yes. And thank you for everything you do. And our freshmen are having so much fun with you,
Thank you.
for
I'm having
sure.
fun with them.
Thank y'all very, very much. And I'm going to catch y'all in a few minutes for the Skin Boss game. They didn't think they thought. I actually thought they were going to get away with this, but tune in just a minute for the game coming up. Yes. Okay. All right. Damara, favorite skincare line or lines?
Glow Skin.
Glow Skin.
Glow
Perfect.
Skin, yeah.
Any more?
Dermalogica.
Dermalogica. That's a good one too.
Yeah.
What about you, Crystal?
Courtney Sykes, that's all I use. That's why I look like I'm 25. No, literally, that's all I wear. That's all I use. All your products.
All
literally.
the above are fabulous,
Yes.
and all of these will be tagged on the YouTube for everybody. Favorite skincare ingredients, Damara?
Ooh, collagen.
Collagen, yes,
Yeah.
ma'am. What else?
Elastin.
Or things to promote collagen and elastin
Yeah.
for sure. Favorite skincare ingredients?
Glycolic acid and
Yes.
hyaluronic acid.
Ooh, those are
Amen,
good.
Yes.
sister.
Yes.
I love glycolic. I love hyaluronic. Very
Yep.
good. Damara, favorite modality or aesthetics treatment?
Ooh, microchanneling, favorite, hands
Agreed.
down. Yeah.
Microchanneling. Get those little needles in there.
Yeah.
What about you,
That
Crystal?
was mine too, microchanneling.
Microchanneling.
Or okay, I could do a second RF skin tightening.
Ooh.
Gotta have
Frequency.
it. Gotta have that too. So yeah.
Skin tightening, microchanneling,
Yes.
love it.
Yes.
Fabulous choices. Next question, Damara. Must have skincare products. Choose 3.
Ooh, you must have a good cleanser. Have to. Good foundation. Have to have vitamin C. Have to have hyaluronic acid.
Fabulous.
Have to,
Very good.
yeah.
Love it. I agree with you. Crystal.
Yeah.
You already know what I'm gonna say. My favorite.
Oh, Lord.
Super Boost drops.
Oh, God, I should have said that.
I will have to have those. But I have to have a nice good cleanser. With vitamin C or some antioxidants and all that stuff. I like to have that. And then you definitely have to have a nice eye cream because as we age, we gotta have a nice eye cream. So those
Eye
three.
cream for the win.
Yes.
Very good.
Yeah.
Okay. This is a hard one, but maybe y'all know it. Favorite quote tomorrow.
Ooh, I can do all things through Christ that strengthens me.
I like that one.
Yeah.
That's a great one. Crystal.
You either win or you learn.
Ooh.
Yes.
Never
You never
lose.
lose. You either win or you learn.
Amen,
Good.
sister. I
Yes.
love it.
That's really
I love
good.
that one. Good one. Okay, last question. Favorite hustlers in the business tomorrow?
Oh, you.
Yeah.
No, quit it.
Oh, who else am I supposed to find?
You.
It's
Oh,
really
goodness.
you.
There's some other great people out there too.
That do everything that you
that
do?
do everything that you do. I
Uh,
don't know about all that.
Nah, you're definitely.
Do they have to be
hands
like
down.
famous?
Well, there's a lot of famous estheticians and
Oh
things
my
like
God,
that.
I
you know.
don't know.
But
You
guess
know
what?
who I think that I would actually say was in my class? Shelby Bell.
Oh, yeah.
I like to. I
She
love.
would love to
I
hear
love
that.
following
Shelby
her,
Bell.
and I love just her little spirit, and I love what she's doing, and she's always doing this little extra stuff. And I would say that as like a fellow esthetician.
Oh,
yeah.
we love you,
Okay,
Bubbles.
Yeah, I would say
that.
Shelby, you heard it
Yeah.
here. Very good.
Mhm.
And I think we all inspire one another, right?
Yes, we
We're
do.
all little hustlers. That's
Aw,
it.
love you.
That's it. Y'all aced the fast questions game.
Yay.
Very, very good. Thank y'all so much for playing.
Thank you. We did it.
We did it. Got it.